I'll kick it off. Hello, everybody. My name is Melissa. I'm from Roomvo, and I'm really stoked to have you here with us today. We're going to actually introduce you to Roomvo's newest and arguably most exciting tool. Some of you may already be using Roomvo and the Roomvo Pro app, but we've actually added a brand new CRM to that app. It's completely free for Roomvo users, and it's built from the ground up for dealers just like you. So we're going to show you around the CRM and how it works alongside the entire Roomvo ecosystem to help you sell more. We'll keep it brisk, about 20 minutes of content, and then we'll do a live Q&A at the end. So drop your questions in the Q&A at the bottom of your screen, and then we'll tackle as many as we can at the end. Awesome. Let's get started. Enough of the admin stuff. I am joined here by my colleagues from Roomvo, Jeff and Chad. Jeff drives the product roadmap for Roomvo Pro and focuses on turning dealer feedback into features. Chad leads product marketing, so it's his job to make sure that dealers like you get the most out of Roomvo. And we're also excited to have Jordan Biasetti here with us today, the manager of digital marketing at Mohawk. Jordan has been in the flooring and home improvement space for several years, and she brings great insight into how digital tools can impact real world sales. She'll be sharing a bit about why Mohawk sees Roomvo Pro as a way to create better experiences for both your sales team and your customers. So I'll hand it over to you, Jordan.
Oh, thanks, Melissa. So, like you said, we've been proud to partner with Roomvo for years now and helping provide digital technology to our retail partners. And Roomvo, you guys are one of the fastest growing tech companies in North America and definitely an industry leader in product visualization. So, when we heard about this new app for dealers and how it's going to help with things like samples and lead management, we got really excited. But I'm going to let Jeff and Chad tell everyone more about it first.
Amazing. Thank you, Jordan. We too are very excited to join you here today. Thank you for the little hype show also. I'll just spend a few seconds going through who Roomvo is. I think many of you probably know who we are, so I'll move very quickly. About 7,000 independent dealers, over 250 manufacturers use Roomvo. Obviously, Mohawk's our favorite. Don't tell anybody that this is recorded, so I'm sure I'll catch flack for that. But it's a lot of folks who work with Roomvo, and if you're one of them, if you're a dealer using Roomvo, know we appreciate you. The we in this case is almost 300 folks who are ready to hop on the phone whenever you need them, and I legitimately mean that. We do have a phone number. And you can call us, and you have a ton of people who are very excited to talk to you. And we have Dealer's Choice Award wins to show for it, which again we think are amazing team members for and folks like yourselves. Dealer love is our number one priority, and we know your number one priority is definitely not us; it's your customers, and that's why we build tools that your customers are going to love. Our visualizer, which is one of the main ways that folks interact with Roomvo, has been used by millions of customers to view your products in their rooms. And we know this helps increase confidence. And we know this because it boosts conversions by up to five times, which is amazing. And the products that you sell have been visualized over 1 billion times. And I know those are big numbers and they're fun to say, but the reason that they matter is because they allow us to build better products for you. Because lots of people are using our tools, it allows us to make even better tools. So, as Melissa mentioned, we're here to introduce you to one of those really, really exciting tools. It's Roomvo Pro's new customer relationship management or CRM features. And we built the CRM for flooring and home improvement professionals like yourselves. And we've worked with you to make sure that it solves real problems. So I'm going to touch on those real problems that this tool aims to solve really quickly. I'm going to walk through a little example of how it comes to life. And then I'm going to turn it over to Jeff, who's going to actually do a live demo on the call to show you how it works. So when we were speaking with folks, these were the problems that we heard. Now, this is not a real picture of a disgruntled dealer. This is what Google Gemini thinks that dealers look like. So if you're going, man, that looks like me, I'm sorry, Google has your likeness. That is a problem I can't help you solve. The problems that we are aiming to solve is leads slipping away. We know getting folks in the door is the most important thing to do for you. And so when they come through that door, we want to make sure that they don't slip away. It's a major problem that we heard when we were speaking with folks like yourselves. The second is samples disappearing. So when sample boards for maybe your best selling product walk out the door, they don't come back. That is not only annoying and a hassle, but it makes it harder to sell that product. And then the third problem that we heard on a consistent basis was just that follow-ups fizzle out. Research says almost 50% of salespeople never even try a single follow-up. And that's obviously something that means that there's money left on the table, which is not where I want to keep my money or you want to keep your money. And so these are the kind of the three main problems that we aim to solve. And so with these problems in mind, we built 6 kind of key tools within Roomvo Pro to help support you in doing your job. The first is lead and deal management, so you can see every deal at a glance. The second is a catalog with all your products, so it's in your salespeople's pockets. They can pull up your whole catalog right there. A sample tracker, again, to keep those samples from walking out the door and disappearing forever. A visualizer, again, one of the hearts of what Roomvo does. Your sales folks can have that right in their pocket. When people are checking out samples, they're getting automated reminders. So this is a tool that allows you to do more work without doing more work. And then finally, it integrates with other tools you use today. Out of the box integrations with ERPs like QFloors obviously is a priority for us. And then we're also continuing to build more and more integrations into things like calendars and other tools that you use today. So I'm going to quickly walk through kind of what an ideal workflow would look like. I picked one of my favorite celebrities, Mary Steenburgen. If you watch the TV show Last Man on Earth, she's in it and is amazing. Step Brothers is a classic, and she's in it. Let's imagine Mary walks into your flooring dealership. She's got questions. A sales associate is able to pull up specs for the products that she's asking about right on their phone. And while they're chatting with her, they're taking notes. They're creating that lead right there. They're scanning QR codes to visualize products right in the home. They're able to narrow in on a couple options and they can check out samples right to that person. When they check those samples out, an email automatically goes out to those people saying, these are the samples you've got. These are when they're due back. Before they're actually due, there's a reminder email that goes out to Mary. Mary's able to come back into the dealership, bring those samples. You can lock in the deal. And then a few weeks from now, you are installing new hardwood in a stunning Hollywood mansion for Mary Steenburgen. And you've got a story you can tell to your grandchildren. So that is how we want this to work. Jeff's going to take you through what that actually looks like. So I will stop sharing and I will hand it over to Jeff.
Thank you, Chad. Let me just put up my side of the screen share. So, hello everyone. I'm Jeff. Once again, I'm the product manager for Roomvo Pro. So I'm here to give you guys a quick overview of what Chad was mentioning about how easy it is that we've built this tool to help you guys with your day-to-day workflow working with your customers. Now, to start, I just want to put this forward. Roomvo Pro is available both on your laptop, on your desktop, as well as available on the App Store as a mobile app for you. So if your showroom is using any sort of tablets, your sales team has a phone of their own, they can go to the App Store, just search for Roomvo Pro, download the app, log in like they usually would on their laptop, on their desktop, and straight away they will have access to all the tools that they have. Very quick overview for those of you who are not yet on Roomvo. We're very simple to use. At the end of this call, if you're interested, reach out to us. We'll get you set up. But for those that are familiar with us, all you remember is your email address. That's all you need to know because we give you the access code. You don't have to worry about forgetting password. We give you your password every single time. And you don't have to fuss about, hey, I can log in, I can't start my day, because as long as you have access to your email, everything is available for you. Now, let's get that out of the way. Now we start with continuing the story, what Chad has been saying. Mary walks into the showroom. We need to visualize some products for her and then pick out the samples and have that checked out. Now, first thing you see when you log into the app is the immediate tools available for you, starting with the visualizer that you can see right here, as well as the product catalog, the lead management piece, as well as the sample tracking. And we're going to go through all of these one by one so that you have the ideal workflow in your head right away. So as she walks in, right, she looks around the showroom, you talk to her. She picks up a sample from the showroom floor and say, hey, I'm interested in this specific item. Let's say this is this Manview hardwood product right here. Right away, you can search, you can scroll through the list of products, and you have the product details here available for you right away, starting from the size, the SKU, the type, the product details, everything is available here. If, let's say, hey, I have the picture on hand with Mary, I really want to visualize this product right away. At the bottom of the screen, you will see visualize products. This allows you to straight away take this product and apply this to the room that you have on your phone, or you can just take a picture of the showroom and change the floor right away to show this to Mary as, hey, this is what it looks like with this hardwood on this settings, on this scenario. Once that you've made the pitch, she's interested, let's take the sample home. Right at the bottom of the screen, you'll also see add sample to cart. If you click this, right away you see a notification at the top to say sample added to the cart. What this means is you have now created an order prepared for you to do this checkout. So now if you go back out to this whole catalog here, you have the ability to search through everything that you have available set up for you in Roomvo and just pick a few more products by clicking the shopping cart, or you can actually go in again and see the details and visualize the products again. So you always have the flexibility to going back and forth. One other perks with the app is at the top, you see this little green camera icon right here. If you have the Roomvo QR code set up, you can also just scan the QR code instead of typing in the name, typing in the SKU to search. You can just scan the QR code, pull up that product right away, and you have all the details and add that product to cart right away available for you. Now, another cool thing is if, let's say, for example, you have a lot of different products in your showroom, right? And for some reason that specific brand is not available on Roomvo yet, you also have the ability to use that camera to take picture of that specific product. So right here, we've done a lot of testing, a lot of samples right here. You see a water cooler, you see a product ABC here. What that really means is you can take a picture of anything, give it a name, and you can check that product out for your customer. And so you don't have to worry about, oh, if not everything on Roomvo, I'm not going to use it. We took care of that for you, and you have this available right away. And so you took one picture, it is available for the whole team to use. It's not just available on your phone, it's available on my phone, it's available on Chad's phone. Whenever we log in, we'll be able to see it. So now that we've picked out the samples, you can go and actually see a summary of the carts. These are the two products that Mary is interested in. We've added that sample to cart. Let's continue on the checkout. Now, at this point, there are two different ways for you to handle this. First of all, if you have been capturing leads from the website, from the visualizer, all the leads information will be available here for you to choose from. And if you see Mary's right here, right on the first of the list, you can click on her name and we'll pull up all the information right away. But if we go back one step, here's another scenario. This is a new customer walking in. We need to capture the information At the bottom of the screen, you have the option to create a new lead right away. And we only require very simple information: first name, email address, phone number. If you have any other notes or source or customer type, it is all available for you to choose from. You can also fill in the address if this is the workflow that you guys prefer, to capture all the information at the very beginning before you do all your follow-ups. This is also available as well. I will also show you another flow later where you can capture these information later. But at this point, we will use Mary's here, right here, as the example that will continue with our order. At this summary page, there are a few things that you can also tweak. If you're subbing out for a colleague, right, you have the ability to pick and choose the name at the top for who is responsible for this order. So if I click the drop down right here, I have every single one on the team here available for me to choose from. At the middle of the screen, you also have the return dates right here. So let's say if Mary says, hey, I need 2 weeks for these samples instead of just 5 days, you can pick and choose the date whenever you need. And then you can just update the date, and this will be available in 2 weeks. At the bottom, you have the summary of the products that they have selected. Once you've taken a look, everything is correct. The email is there, the phone number is there, the name is correct. You can confirm the checkout right away. And we'll make an order sent straight to this email address. And in the email, is very convenient for the customer, because not only do they get a summary of all of these information, they will also get a direct link to visualize these products right away, straight from their email. So whenever they open that confirmation, they have the ability to say, hey, I have this sample on my hand. I want to visualize this in my bedroom, or I want to see this on my living room also. They can do this straight away from the phone, from the email. There will also be a sequence of email sent out to your customer. So not only right away after the confirmation of the order, but a day before the order is due, they will get a reminder and say, hey, remember to return the samples. If they need a couple more days, they can reach out, or you can reach out to them and check in with them to see how they're doing with their samples. If they need to extend the dates, they can also come in here and adjust the date if they needed to. And then they will get a new confirmation and say, hey, we've extended this for a couple of days more for you. And they will get all the notifications straight here. Now, once the sample has been checked out, the next immediate step that you would like to do is to follow up. So now if we click on the lead screen, this is where you'll see all the leads that is available within your account. And you see Mary right here is at the top. We've updated her today, right? The source, she walks into the store, and I'm the RSA that is responsible for this lead. Mary is currently in a follow-up stage, and I can go in and view the profile of Mary. Now, before we go into the profile page, obviously, I mentioned earlier, there's another flow where you can create a lead right here, because we don't want to, force you guys to be in a specific workflow. We want to be as flexible as possible. So if, let's say, before you guys are checking out the samples, you want to capture some brief information, you can not create the order and just come here to the leads page and create a new lead. It is the same form that you use when you check out the samples, and you can capture the information right now and have that lead available later when you check out the samples. Now, if we go into the screen where Mary is, we click onto it, you see a profile page for her. Let me just make that real quick. So within the profile page, there are a few things that you'll be able to see. So now, very interesting. I switched the vendor. Maybe my account has a little bit of a glitch right here. Let me just jump back right in. But within the screen right here, there we go. We have Mary's profile here, and you have all the immediate information available. So starting with her email address, her phone number, and this is made specifically for mobile experience. So if you're checking this out on the phone, you want to call Mary, you can just click on the phone number. You can right away call her or text her. Or if you need to write a follow-up email, you can click into this and send that email out. Within here, you'll also be able to leave notes. You'll also be able to create tasks for yourself to follow up. And with tasks being created, your rep will also get a reminder every morning so that they also know what to start the day off of. So if you create a task to follow up with Mary or go do a measurement or check in with the samples, all of these can be done in the task session by just doing add and add task. And you have the ability to set up who is this for, what is the detail of the task, when is the task due. All of these will be set out available within the task section right here. All the activities that you have done, whether it's leaving the notes, checking out the samples, creating a task, all of these will be recorded in the activity timeline, also alongside with the automated emails that's sent. So you always know what is happening with this specific lead, what is the latest status of this lead. You can check this out right here. You can also see right away the orders that is active related to this lead, as well as the products that they are interested in right here. And so you always have all the information within a single page without having you to jump around to find information. Now, obviously, after you've done your follow up, you can update a stage. Now is at the consultation stage. We've measured the room, we've give her a quote, and finally, we've won the deal with Mary. And this is the results that we all want. So with this tool, this is what we're trying to help in a company to help with your day-to-day workflow, to be a tool that is just gel seamlessly in what you guys are doing on a day-to-day basis, to provide as much help as we can to alleviate some of the mending manual work that you guys have to do while maintaining the experience that you can provide to your customers. So with that, this wrap up the demo, and I'll pass it to Jordan to give you a little bit of a follow-up.
Thanks, Jeff. And I just wanted to take a moment and share that at Mohawk, we think Roomvo Pro is going to make a huge difference in your business, and really especially for your RSAs. And just speaking of RSAs, we all know how important they are in providing that first touch for customers. But something else that we know about them right now is that specifically RSAs in the flooring industry, they're so hungry right now for technology that helps them do their jobs better, faster, more efficiently. And that's where the Roomvo Pro app comes in. So just to recap a few of those key benefits that Jeff just walked us through. So first, sample tracking. It's huge. I think we all know how easy it is to lose track of samples once they walk out the door. And so with Pro, you always know where they are, you always know who has them, and then also you always know when they're due back. And so that's a great way to keep everyone accountable without having to chase folks down or even manage spreadsheets. And so thinking about that, another thing we love is that it helps with those follow-ups. So follow-ups are so important, but they're also, can be hard. It's hard to remember every last detail of customer interactions. And so that's where Roomvo Pro helps you gather and then organize all of that info. So whether it's what somebody looked at, where they left off in their flooring journey, helps you figure out when to reach back. It helps keep the momentum going instead of letting things stall out. And then the last thing that we love about this is that if you're thinking about this from the consumer's point of view, right? So the consumer walks into the store and they're interacting with an RSA who's using the Roomvo Pro app. This is just going to make business smooth. So your RSAs can pull up the product, they can show it in the space with a visualizer, they can answer questions, they can do all of this without leaving the floor. And that's going to provide both a better experience and then help your customers make their selections a lot faster. So those are just a few of the reasons why, here at Mohawk, we love the Roomvo Pro app.
Love it. Thank you, Jordan. We love it too. We're really excited about it. We want to make sure that everybody on the call is utilizing the Roomvo Pro app as their sales sidekick to make sure team is doing everything Jordan just ran through. And you can get started if you click the link. Melissa just shared it in the chat. Pop in there. We're also going to be following up with an email with a recording of this. You can share with other folks on your team. There's going to be the link to follow. As Jeff mentioned, if you're already using Roomvo Pro, all you got to do is download the app from the Google Play Store or the App Store, and you can get started. But that's enough of us talking at you. We want to also answer any questions that you've got. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and Melissa is going to help us take some questions.
Yeah, so actually not seeing any questions right now. If you do have questions, you can either throw them in the chat, throw them in the Q&A, or you can just raise your hand and we can unmute you. Happy to answer anything that you're curious about.
Chad, what are some common questions that you've received?
Yeah, I think folks are really curious about how Roomvo Pro can interact with some of the other technology that they are using. So obviously we've got the email, automated email that's already in place. Jeff, do you want to talk a little bit about maybe some of the other integrations that we have been asked about and that we're considering?
Yes, for sure. So one of the big pieces of feedback as we gone through these webinars, one of the big thing that came out is, how do they integrate with their existing calendar work task, management tools, right? And we've heard this feedback, and this is something that we're working actively on. So give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek. What's coming is that in the next sort of batch of updates that we have with the CRM tools, I've shown you that you can add notes and tasks to your lead so that you get a reminder of every day that you need to do. But a lot of teams are using their own set of calendar for their work team, and we want to make this as easy as possible, not only just for the rep themselves, but also for the managers, right, to see what's actually going on. Have they scheduled an appointment? Have they scheduled the measurement? Do they need to help follow up? And so we've built out a calendar integration in the CRM so that once that is ready, you can connect the tasks that you have created to your team's work calendar. So from that work calendar, you now be able to see, who is working on what is the follow-up that is coming. And if you need to make arrangement, you can make the arrangement within the app, and this will get updated automatically on your calendar as well. And with that easy setup, this is also expected to work with the most popular stuff, your Google Calendar, your Microsoft Calendar. You can get a link to subscribe to this calendar as well, so that you're always on top of things without forcing your team to switch only to pick one tool or the other one at the same time. And so I think that's the most exciting pieces of update I want to give in terms of integration. It's something that a lot of people have asked for, and we've heard it loud and clear, and this is what is coming.
Love it. Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff. We've got one question from Reggie asking if you can share a bit more about the QR code integration.
Yes, for sure. I can actually do a very, very quick show of a demo in terms of how that piece of QR code will work in the showroom. So let me quickly share my screen again so that we can all see this. So within Roomvo Pro, all of you have access to this QR code feature right here. And what this really does is we generate a QR code for products available on your catalog. So within the design, there are a few options that you can choose from. Apologies for my Wi-Fi being a bit slow today. That's why it's the loading screen going on and on, but I can speak through it as we load. In there, you can pick and choose the information to show up on that piece of sticker. So you can pick out the brand, you can add your logo on there, you can add the SKU on there. So even without scanning the QR code, you will be able to have the information that you need of that product right away from there. This is taking longer than expected. But with that catalog, I can actually show you on here. So with the product, right, you pick and choose, and then we'll basically generate a QR code similar to what we have here on the banner. And with that QR code, not only you can scan and open up that specific product within the app, but just with any regular phone camera, when you scan that QR code, it will open up the visualizer of that specific product. And so this will land your customer to your website, open up that visualizer, and visualizing that product straight away. And from there, they are already in your website, in your homepage, and they can navigate through different products, starting with the one that they scanned. They can mark things as their favorite as they go along on the catalog. And you'll have the information, that they have requested an estimate, and all start from visualizing the product. So what you really have to do is go on to Roomvo Pro, generate that QR code. We'll give you a PDF that you can print out. We also have recommendation on sticker printing that we have included in the email. So you can either do it, very quickly, just print it out on a piece of paper and stick it on the samples, or you can also order it with the file going through the sticker company, have that made available for you, and stick those on the samples in the showroom. And this will be a huge value add in terms of how you using technology to interact with your customer. So the entire flow of QR code is basically give you a very simple gateway into visualizing the products and having a conversation with your customers on how this will look in their place. Reggie, I hope this answers your questions.
Awesome. Oh, we've got a few more coming in now. Uh, does the QR codes just work for Mohawk and Pergo products?
No, they work with every product that you have available on the Roomvo catalog. So whatever you've added on your Roomvo visualizer, they will be available for you to generate a QR code sticker for those products, and you can just stick it on your samples in the showroom.
And I just want to call out too that the Roomvo visualizer that Jeff was talking about on your website is actually free as well. That's Roomvo Assistant. So you can get started with all of the things that we just mentioned, the QR codes, the sample tracking, and also the visualizer on your website completely for free. Um, Question from Christine. Can you show a little bit about the features on desktop?
Yes, for sure. So let me open up my screen again. Let's see. Hopefully this time the Wi-Fi is being nice. So let's start with the CRM tools again. So on the side menu, you have the leads page right here. So this is where you're going to see all the leads available right here. At the top, you have the ability to export the CSV of your leads. So if you're using other spreadsheets to manage your leads or keeping track of information, this is where you can do so. At the top, you also see this green button that we have to create new lead. It is the same form that you're seeing on the mobile experience. It's just a little bit blown out, zoomed in, and so you can see more clearly. But these are the same set of information that we're capturing on here, and you can create this lead right away. So yeah, we want to reiterate is that the same set of experience is replicated between the desktop and the mobile. So you don't lose anything, just by going from phone to desktop or desktop for phone. All the stuff that you can do on your phone is available on the desktop as well. So with this, you can create a lead. You can see my leads specifically. So if leads are assigned to yourself, you can go through here and see it as well. You also have a quick filter to see all the new leads that are created or came in. So for you to be able to, keep track or manage whoever is new coming in, you have the ability to do so as well. On the sample piece, you have the ability to click My Samples right here. And then, of course, it starts slow as it was going smoothly. But this is also the same page where you can go in and actually view the cards, view the checkout history, and also see the catalog of products here. So for you to, manage your stuff through the desktop, this is the place where you would do it. Sorry, my Wi-Fi is not waking up. They don't have enough coffee today.
Thanks, Jeff. All right. Looks like that's all of the questions that we've had. Oh, nope, there's a new one. Is there a tutorial available for creating QR code stickers for showroom samples? Biggest problem I'm having is showroom employees being able to quote prices on the spot. Are QR codes dynamic or static?
So yes, we do have some materials available on how to create a QR code. So we can make that available on our Pro homepage very soon, and you'll be able to access those information as a resource for you. We also have this available online, or you can reach out to us and we can walk you through a demo on how to create those very quickly. Um, the biggest problem you guys having is being able to quote prices. So in order for pricing to be available, there are some setups that needs to be done ahead of time for you to do this. But you can also work with us to add pricing to those products that you have as samples available there online. Are the QR codes dynamic or static? I think from what I'm understanding is, are you looking to have just one code available to access to multiple products in terms of dynamic? If that's what you're asking for, the QR code are static. So what that means is each specific SKU, each specific sample will get its own QR code. And with that QR code, you'll always be available to access the visualizer of that specific product. Now, if you're meaning the dynamic in terms of product data update, so let's say for some reason that specific sample SKU or the name has changed or the style has changed name, that information is updated dynamically. So it will get passed, updated from our server, and with the same QR code, you have the ability to access that product. So I hope that answered the last bit of your question there. See, Angelia has
Yep.
a
A
question.
question around is the login for Roomvo Assistant separate from the login for Roomvo Pro?
So for Roomvo Assistant, you actually don't need any login. It is a very simple script that will help you add to your website. So, there's no login required there. Anything that you want to manage in terms of, the products that you want to show up on the visualizer, that is being done on Roomvo Pro. And with the service that you have, everything is the same login, just with your email address. We'll get you the login code, and then you'll be able to access Roomvo Pro directly with the email, and then you can manage everything from there.
Um, would you mind clarifying a little bit more about, sorry, not you, Jeff, Angelia, about helping shoppers use Roomvo easier? Would like to know a little bit more about what you mean there. Um, oh, and thank you for your comment there about how you already have it integrated into your site. That's awesome.
I think, Melissa, I'm reading into Angelia's
Yeah.
question, but I think that we already have a bunch of ideas cooking about how we can make fun little videos that bring Roomvo to life really easily for end consumers. I'm just showing them how easy it is to use Roomvo to visualize products. So we're working on stuff from a marketing perspective that you'll be able to then take and share to be like, hey, this is how you can use the Roomvo Assistant to visualize products from your store, Angelia. So we're working on that. I think that's probably what you're asking, and we're working on a bunch of those things that we'll be sharing kind of over social media and email and stuff like that soon.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us today, and hope you have a great rest of your day.